I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about success in network marketing and MLM. What does that look like? And I think for everybody it looks a little bit different, but the basic premise of success and the principle of success is always the same. And people get confused about this, and that's what causes them to start and stop and start and stop and start and stop and always look for the next greener pasture. Okay? The truth is that successful network marketers, they stick with the same company often for 2 years or more. And that's how they ultimately achieve their success. You know, we like to look at people who are hitting those 5-6 figure a month paychecks, and we think that they started out that way. If you talk to them, most of them did not. Most of them had some sort of challenges at the beginning, and they had to learn their way through the whole process of being successful. So let's talk about what success really means, all right? Now, Bob Proctor used to say, and I think he got this from Earl Nightingale, that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Progressive realization. So let's break this down a little bit, okay? Progressive realization, what that means is, first of all, you have to have an ideal, right? You have to have an ideal that's worthy of you, that's worthy of who you truly are, all right? You know, we were never meant to struggle. We were never meant to live a life that's not plentiful. And yet, what we do is we look at our results and we see those and we judge ourselves by our results rather than judging ourselves by who we truly are. So I know it might seem a little woo-woo and a little bit out there to some of you, but you know, we were all basically given the same tools, okay? We were all given the same 24 hours. We were all given the same intellect. We were all given the same spiritual sense. We were all given the same connection to the great power in this world that actually created the universe. And when you have that in mind and you decide what it is that you want, okay, you can have it. Trust me, you can have it, okay? So think about it this way. Let's say your worthy ideal right now is, I want to make an extra $1,000 a month, okay? And I know a lot of people are stuck on that. I want to make 10K a month. I want to make 10K a month. And that's great, you know. It's great to have a higher ideal and a higher goal because you can absolutely achieve that. But some people can't really see themselves effectively hitting that. So start maybe with what you actually think you can do. And that's maybe goes against the grain of what some people teach, but I know you got to start with where you are, right? So let's say you set that goal. I want to hit $1,000 a month in income, okay? That's a worthy ideal for you. That's going to help you to pay off your debts. It's going to help you to maybe pay your rent or your car payment every month, and that would make you feel just fantastic. Start to fall in love with that feeling, the feeling of what it means to hit that $1,000 a month in income. Okay, that's your worthy ideal. Now, let's get back to progressive realization. Okay, you don't jump from 0 to 100. You don't jump from 0 to $1,000 a month in a week. There's a process. So you have the ideal or the goal in your mind, but then there's a process, a progressive realization of hitting that worthy ideal. The first part might be, gosh, I've never posted before on TikTok. I'm gonna do that. Or I've never created a YouTube video. I'm gonna do that. Or I've never learned how to use some of the tools that are out there, AI, for example. I'm gonna learn to do that. That is part of the progressive realization, okay? Learning the tools is part of your progress. So once you are on that path, I guarantee you, you are already successful. Already successful. So then you have that in your mind that I am successful. I am successful. I am successful. I am successful. Maybe that $1,000 a month hasn't shown up in your bank account just yet, but you are successful because you are progressively realizing that worthy ideal, okay? Each day you're taking steps that are gonna move you closer and closer and closer. You know, success is created with hundreds and thousands of small steps. Sometimes we get so focused on the end result, and all we see is, I haven't reached the end result. I haven't reached the end result. Without even being able to tell that you are on the path to greatness, okay? On the path to greatness. So I want you to remember that. You know, think about where you're at in that path, because you need to know your starting point and you need to know your finishing point. And once you know that, you can determine where you are, you can determine a roadmap, and most of the time in network marketing, you have a roadmap, right? Your mentors, your upline can show you exactly how to get there. Now, if you don't follow it, that's a different story, and that's something that you have to work on internally. But just know that the progressive realization of a worthy ideal makes you successful. So have that air of success about you. Have that realization in your mind that you are already successful because you are walking the path that 95% of people do not walk. And this is the most important thing, okay? You have to keep going. You have to keep going with the small steps. Small steps. You know, you don't get in a car and decide to drive from New York to LA, and then all of a sudden you get to Illinois and you think, gosh, I'm never gonna make it. I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna start all over. You don't do that, right? You have a goal to get to LA, you have a map, and you follow the map. And eventually, you know that you'll get to your goal. Treat your business the same exact way. You have a goal, you have a starting point, you have a map on how to reach your goal. Follow the steps. If you don't have steps, then comment below, ask me how to get there. I can show you the steps. Hope you gotten great value out of this video. And you know, if so, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.